to vagina, or penis to vagina. Like, what is that called? What kind of sex is that called? Because you know, like oral sex is mouth to
sex.
Okay.
Yeah, you steady losing cause you steady snoozing. Man, my grind exclusive, screaming hallelujah. A thin line between a lie and the truth. You rather sleep in the cooch, I'd rather sleep in the...
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Tatiana Raylynn, back with another video, and this is...
I'm Naja, Tatiana's friend from Minnesota. Whoop whoop.
Nobody cares about Minnesota. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, whatever. Anyways, you're from Minnesota too, so don't start.
Minnesota, where people don't think black people live there.
But clearly we do, and our families do, so that's 2 black families. So there we go.
2 out of
a lot. But anyways, let's move on. So what are we talking about today?
We are talking about how... What are we talking about?
Okay, so today we're talking about the topic of sex with like teenagers, and a little bit into how we handled sex and how our parents handled talking about sex with us.
Yeah. And how we lost our virginity.
Shh, it's a secret. No, I'm just playing. We'll get into that later on in the video.
Alright, so what are we talking about first?
Okay, so how did your parents talk to you about sex?
My parents didn't talk to me about sex. My mom didn't.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know, like people, your parents try to be strict. Your parents try to be strict and prevent like any sexual activities that's going on, and in reality it's life. So I feel like the younger you talk to your child about it, right?
Yeah, like I think I would agree. I feel like my parents really didn't talk to me about sex. They just kind of said, you know, this is how babies are made, you know, a man's penis and a woman's vagina, and when 2 people are in love, they do that.
Damn, my mom didn't even do that.
Yeah, I don't even know why my parents, like, that's basically what they said. And then they just said don't. They didn't say don't. They didn't even say don't do it or do it. They just kind of left it at that. So it was like very open. Like, I was curious because I was a child and like a teenager, like my body parts were developing, and
you don't know why.
You just don't know. So yeah, do you want to tell them how we lost our virginity and like how it happened and how we felt?
First of all, I feel like you should wait till the time is right. First of all, like, don't rush it. I obviously can't go back, but if I could, I would have waited longer. And yeah, so like what she's talking about is basically we lost our virginity coincidentally on the same day. It wasn't planned. I know, it's so crazy.
Like we were both 16 years old, and it was
42-12.
Yeah, it was the spring. Anyways, it was the spring of our sophomore year, and we lost our virginity on the same day. I won't go into details because that's private to us, but I caught her up, and we were best friends from high school, and I caught her up and I was like, Tatiana, guess what? And she was like, what?
I was like, girl, lost our virginity. She's like, me too.
And it was so crazy, and we were so young, like
16. To think about it, like, seriously, 16 is young. Like, my sister, she about to be 15. Like, I cannot even imagine. Like, please, Jesus, like.
Yes, and I feel like we were so curious. We just didn't know. We really wanted to.
We was fast. We was getting our belly button pierced.
We was fast. I don't recommend y'all talk.
Well, I don't know, like fast. Like, I just feel like the more your parent tell you not to do something, the more you're gonna want to do
exactly. It. Or if they just don't say anything about it, you're gonna want to go find out about it yourself.
Like, cause my mom was kind of strict, kind of, and like when you got strict parents, you just want to do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Try to be grown. You're not grown in high school. You're not even grown when you're 18 for real.
No, you really not. We still not even grown, and we 23. Like,
I don't know about you, I'm grown.
I'm kind of grown, but like kind of
that
grown.
Rent grown.
Yeah,
them bills is grown.
So basically, like, I would just say for the kids out there, maybe ask your parents questions, because that's what I think I didn't do either, because I was kind of scared, like they didn't want to openly talk about it.
I think that's true, but I really feel like
the parents
really seriously, no, like all jokes aside, like in the Black community, I really feel like that, like, we should talk to our children earlier, like, because when you go to your child go to school, they're gonna find out anyways. So I would prefer, if I was a mother, for me to tell my child than them going to school and an incident happening, you don't know how to explain it because you didn't talk to them already.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what other people are teaching their children. So if they're seeing something inside their home and they think it's okay and they come back to school and do it, I mean, like, that's a problem. Like, it really is. Like,
yeah. So it's better if the information comes from you to your child rather than your child getting it from their friend and their friends getting it from their older cousin. You know what I'm saying? Or just, it's better if you just teach your child. So
what age you think that, like,
you should start talking to your kids about sex?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think it should start young. Like,
I think before they go to kindergarten. Yeah. I mean, not everything, but like the cause some kids don't even realize, like, the difference between, like,
male and female. Yeah.
So not like go into details, but give them some type of information. Cause there's, like, kindergartens that know a lot of stuff. Like,
I already know. So I used to nanny this little girl, and she was 4 years old, and her parents had bought her this book. It was like a sex book, and I used to read it to her, and it had details. It wasn't like, oh, the stork dropped the baby off and yada yada yada. It was like, the penis goes into the vagina and that's how you have a baby, and it showed the parts and everything. And I was like, okay, back then I was like, dang, this is wild for them to be giving this to a little girl. But now I think about it, I'm like, that was very smart, because she knew. She was like, no, that's not how it works, and you cannot force she knew about, like, consent and everything at the age of 4 years old. So I'm just like, I think that stuff is really important to get your child, as much as, you know, a child can handle at that time.
Cause, like, when I was young, like, I told you, like, my mom, like, she was not telling me, oh, like, this is your vagina. Like, they gave it, like, a different word. Like, no, tell them the truth. Like, because if you don't tell your child the truth, they gonna find it out in the real world. And the real world is in school, where other people are teaching their children that this is your vagina. So if you are teaching your child, like, for example, my family was calling it, like, cakes, and I go to school and I'm only 5 years old and somebody says vagina, I go back home to my mom, what's a vagina? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
teach your child the correct words, like,
because it is a part of our body. Like, we wouldn't go and be, like, giving a different name for our eyes, our nose, our ears, or even our hands. Like, okay, you might say some slang, but at the end of the day, you're gonna know what your hands, your eye, it's just a part of our body. And I think when we don't give it the real name, we give it, I don't know, we give it, like, something to be ashamed of or, like, embarrassed about. Like, oh, we can't say the word vagina, we can't say the word penis, we can't say breast, like, stuff like that. Like, it's just a part of our body. It's like our eyes. Like, every part of our body is important, and I think it's important to just tell them what it is and what they know, like, know how, you know, what it's for and what it can do.
Yeah.
Just like we know what our hands could do, we know what our eyes can do, we know what our nose is for. You need to know what that's for too, because every part to your body has purpose.
Okay, well, she probably don't want to elaborate on her story, but I'll tell y'all how I lost my vagina. I don't care.
Oh, okay. I didn't know he was doing that, but
I was 16. I'm not gonna say the person, of course.
Yeah, don't know. Yeah. That's
I was 16 and I was so nervous. He wasn't a virgin, unfortunately.
Mine wasn't either.
But
it was probably better like that.
Yeah, but your person was older. Mine was the same age as us. But yeah, like, honestly, when you're that age, you're pretty much sneaking around. You're not gonna, like, the person's not gonna come over to your house or anything. So, oh, Jesus. Mine was in a car where we met in middle school. We met in I didn't have sex in middle school, but we went to our middle school in the car.
Yeah, like in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, that's so rich.
It be like that. You gotta, in high school,
You just be sneaky. No, girl, I had a client and she said that her daughter is in 9th grade, but she was saying that girls giving blowjobs in middle school.
In the locker rooms, they used to do.
In middle school?
Yeah.
7th grade?
Yep, I didn't even know what a blowjob was until this girl, I didn't even know what a blowjob was in 7th grade. Meanwhile, they doing that to boys.
Yeah, right.
Boys and girls doing that to each other, like, in the locker rooms of our middle school. And I didn't even know what it was until this girl told me. She was like, you don't know what that is? And I was like, no, I don't know what oral sex is. Like, I had no idea. No one had told me previously. That's what I'm saying. That's why we're talking about this. It's important to talk to your kids beforehand so they're not uneducated.
Yeah.
And see, when you uneducated, sometimes you do it like in an unhealthy way or just out of curiosity. You're gonna do it out of curiosity.
Yeah, out of curiosity. I feel like because like you hear other people talking about it, and I just feel like it's not even being a follower. Your mind just wonders like, oh, I wonder what it's like. I wonder what it like. This is like, that is like. So, like you said,
out of even like with like traditional sex. I don't know what it's.
What the hell?
Like, or dick to vagina. Or penis to vagina. Like, what is that called? What kind of sex is that called? Because, like, oral sex is mouth to...
Sex.
Okay, anyways. Even with that, like... I don't know what it's called. I forgot. I said traditional sex.
I'm like, damn.
No, but you might not know. You might think, like, oh, I don't have to use a condom. I don't have to use protection. You might not know...
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Like, and I'm happy she just said that because, somebody I know, like, they like you can
get pregnant on the first try because you're not aware. Even though it's like now that we think back, like, oh, how can you not know that's how you make a baby? Some people don't know if they haven't been taught that all their lives or exposed to it. They might not know that you have to use a condom. Or some people think.
Did your middle school have sex ed?
Not in detail. We had it in high school, but some people
we didn't have it. We
didn't have sex ed. We had just like education on like the menstrual cycle and like
I just feel like although that's true, like you should learn it in school, but at the end of the day,
you can't rely on a school to give your child. Right. You shouldn't, because you don't even know how it's being taught to them, and that might not necessarily be the way that you want them to know.
Right.
So yeah, because I know people that really think you can get pregnant off having sex for the first time, which is very not true.
Like literally, as soon as you have your menstrual cycle, you literally can have a baby. Like
at like 11 years old, I know people who've gone to, my mom's a nurse, and they've gone in her clinic and they've been pregnant at 11 years old.
Yeah.
So I just feel like
instead of people being overprotective of their child, which you should, you still want to talk to your child, and that's not even being your child's friend, because at the end of the day, you're a mother or you're a father. But talking to them, because the worst feeling for a child is to feel like they can't talk to their parent. That's the worst feeling.
And you want to make it like an open environment for your child. I mean, I'm not telling anyone how to raise their child, but like at the end of the day, even if something like happens to them that's not, like something happens to your child, you don't want to feel like your child can't go and talk to you because they don't even know. They're like, oh, well, this is bad. Like all I've been taught is I shouldn't have been doing this, and something happened to me. So I just feel like it's better if you just talk with your child so they can have those open conversations and know, like, to come to you like, oh, mom, I had sex, like, am I supposed to be using a condom, or can I get on birth control, to prevent stuff that, you don't want your child.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people don't go to their parents because they feel like, oh, my parent probably think I'm too fast or this and that. And which is so crazy because, and like, people used to always think, it was me and my cousin, they used to always think I was the fast one, but in reality, she was just more secretive about hers, and nothing about like to bash her, but she has a child and I don't, like, so
yeah. And it's okay, like, if you have
there's nothing wrong with that, but what I'm saying is, like, because I was more open, like, I'm more open, the secretive people are the ones that are over on you, for real.
I just feel like if you're a child, even if your parents are strict, even if your parents are open, a child is curious. That's just in children's nature. Like even when they're a baby, they explore things. They like to figure things out.
When your parents say no, you gonna do it.
Yeah. So I just feel like you're strict. You're open with your children, whatever. But at least you should be educating them on safe sex, safe measures, because you don't want your child to end up with a STD, HIV, you know, something like that, or even pregnant. There's nothing wrong with being pregnant at a young age, but you still want to educate them so they can take.
Nothing wrong with that.
I mean, stuff happens.
Stuff does happen, but there's still.
Yeah, like it's still like.
Cause okay, that sounds bad. Because I just feel like it could be prevented.
Yeah, if you knew.
Yeah, if parents knew. So I guess I should say that.
Yeah, like.
But 11-year-old being pregnant, like.
Yeah, that's problematic, but you need to. That's why you need to like educate your kids. And I know it is probably a hard topic for parents to think about, like, oh, my child, like, I don't know, for some reason, like, sex is so sacred, you know, their virginity, like, especially girls' virginity is so sacred, and you don't want to imagine your child, like, giving that sacredness away to another individual, if that's how you want to think about it. But like, it's better if they know what they're doing so they can practice, because kids are going to do it anyways, let's be honest.
Yeah.
If you want to do something as a teenager, you're gonna either sneak around and do it, you're gonna lie possibly and do it. So you might as well, like, you don't have to be like, oh, did you have sex today, honey? Like, you don't have to do all that, but just know, like, if you choose to do this, then here are some safe measures that you need to practice while engaging in these activities.
Yeah.
So
that's our thoughts on it.
Yeah, I don't know, like, I mean, as far as myself, I didn't really have that talk. I mean, I'm glad that I had, when I did decide to engage in that activity at 16 years old, like, I'm glad that I had a person who was older than me and kind of knew a little bit more than me. Not saying he was teaching me the right way, but he made sure that he took certain measures so that we would be practicing safe sex.
Yeah, because I think he was a senior.
Yeah, I was a sophomore, he was a senior. He had already had some experience. He like told me things and what I need to do to. Anyways, he told me like things, and he like was like, we need to use a condom.
Yeah, I feel like that was a good first person.
I had a great first time experience. Not to go into too much detail, but it was really nice and it was just really sweet. But not everybody has that.
My person didn't know nothing, literally nothing. No shade.
No shade, yeah, but we was young, you know what I'm saying?
We were both 16, like, her guy was a little bit older, so, which, I mean, that's kind of a problem, too.
Yeah, that was,
I really think it's crazy that
it's really
14-year-olds is going to school with 18-year-olds. I really think, or what, 15? You 15? 14?
No, you 14. Aren't you 14? No, you're 14 when you go into high school because you turn 15 and then you turn 16. Yeah, you definitely 14 years. And there is a big, that's what I'm saying. It's so important to have this talk even before middle school. In middle school, because excuse me.
Because people was having sex for show.
Yes, and when you get to high school, you literally 14. Your 14-year-old like barely mature body is in there with grown adults.
And when you fresh meat and you a pretty girl,
that's what it is. It's fresh meat.
Guys be on it. Guys be on it.
So it's really important to at least start that open conversation or that education before they even enter that kind of environment, because there's grown individuals. We're not grown at 18.
And
but like,
when you a parent, you know how you was when you was a teenager, and if you're a woman, you know how guys they are. And
like if you're a parent and you have a son, like you need to also, either if you have a son or a daughter, you also need to teach them about like consent. That's very important, because when I was having sex with someone who was older than me, so that could have been, not going well. But I think he had a good background, and his parent like taught him, how to talk to a girl and see if she was interested and wanted to engage in those activities.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's also important too. You need to teach them about that to make sure like both of you guys are on the same page, and if one person wants to stop, then you stop, So I think that is all important. Like you just need to have these conversations with your kids so they're not they practicing safe sex, because let's be honest, they're gonna do it when they feel like,
whether you like it or not, it's going to happen.
and whether they feel like they're ready or not, they might even still try. Like, I didn't feel like I was ready, but I still did it. Not that I didn't want to do it, but I just, maybe now that I look back on it, I was like, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, facts.
At the time, I thought, you know, you think you grown. Like, I'm 16, I can do what I want. I couldn't even drive. I was on the bus going to do all this. So,
Oh, clearly I was driving because I didn't.
yeah, I was still on, you know, Metro Transit, but
No, I really got this theory. If you have sex in your car, if something happens bad, something happened to your car.
that's what happened every time you had sex in your car.
Yeah, like, for real. No, for real. I had that Sonata, and then the engine went out, and then, you remember I had that Saturn View, and the engine went out. I don't know why I got that
Maybe you
theory.
should stop.
I did.
You should leave it. Yeah, leave it.
I'm grown. I got a house.
Oh, excuse me. I'm grown.
I mean, like,
don't have a house. No, I know what you mean. Like,
I really feel like that ain't.
leave your poor kid alone. Leave your kid alone.
Yeah,
You don't
I'm
need-
leaving the kid alone.
Yeah.
The soul stand. So.
It's gonna be a
It's
virgin
gonna say the
soul.
same.
A virgin soul.
But yeah, those are our talks. Now just leaving today,
Gonna catch my flight back to Minneapolis. I don't want to go back.
and I'll be staying here in Atlanta with this hot weather. But yeah, oh yeah, and thank y'all for 200 subscribers. I finally reached 200.
Good for her. Tune in to more of her videos. She code.
Yeah, so y'all get. Well, I'm going to Minnesota, so maybe we'll do like a little smash or pass video. We were supposed to do one, but we've been lit. It's Luda Day weekend, Labor Day weekend, and we've been going out every night. And I wish we could do a story time on the stories that we had. We got a lot of stories.
We did.
Okay, well, I come to Minnesota. We're gonna do.
Yeah, we gonna look better. We gonna be a little bit more refreshed.
Yeah, we went out last night, so
Every night.
we're gonna do a story time on our Luda Day weekend experience because it was lit.
It was. So tune in next time for us being together.
Oh yeah, oh we got 3. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta go. We got some good stuff. So tune in next time.
Alright, deuces YouTube. I'll see y'all in the next video.
I'll see you guys in October.
October.